Hello and welcome to another edition of MassCAC Student Athlete Spotlight. Happy D3 week. Each week, we highlight an amazing student athlete from around the conference. I'm Emily Liu, MassCAC Assistant Commissioner, and speaking with me today is Robert Johnston of Framingham State Baseball. Thanks for being here, Rob.
And thanks for having me.
All right, start off with a pretty easy question, I'm sure, but can you just share how you started playing baseball?
Yeah, I started playing baseball when I was 4 or 5 years old. My dad taught or coached high school baseball for a long time, so he kind of coached me up all the way through t-ball, little league, AAU. So ever since, yeah, at 4 or 5 years old, it was pretty early, and just been playing since.
Did you feel because he was a coach, did you feel extra pressure to play or
No, he did a good job. Him and my mom made sure that I wasn't pressured into anything, just whatever I wanted to do. But right away it was baseball glove, baseball bat in my hands. So it was pretty easy for him. He was excited about it.
did you play any other sports growing up?
I played basketball when I was younger, played through high school, but baseball was the one that I really liked.
Gotcha. All right. So you obviously are at Framingham State. So what first drew you to the campus and the school itself?
So when I was going through the whole process in high school of picking where I was going to go, and with baseball and the recruiting process, I really wanted to stay somewhere close. I'm from Connecticut, so Connecticut, Massachusetts, anywhere in New England, I really wanted to go to. And I met Coach Cal, and I came up on a visit in my senior year, fall of my senior year. And the night I was up on campus, it was just a really busy night. Students were everywhere, stuff was going on. It just kind of always stuck with me. And it seemed like a really fun and busy place to be at. And I kind of wanted to be a part of it. It seemed like somewhere you wanted to be a part of. So always stuck with me. And that night I pretty much kind of knew I was going to come here. I wanted to come here. And it's been awesome. It has. It's lived up to everything. I've loved it.
Was it appealing to be so close to Boston, but yet you're still in a suburb? Did that help at all?
Yes. Yeah. Like anytime I want to, I can go to Boston, catch a Red Sox game, catch, a Celtics game, or just go to the city. And then still you're not like in the city. So it definitely was appealing, and it's been awesome.
That's great. So you had a little bit of a scary moment last season in the game against Mass Maritime. And you can elaborate on that if you want to. But how did that injury and that incident kind of change your mindset getting back on the field? Did you ever have a doubt that you would come back?
Yeah, when it happened, the Mass Maritime, it was raining the night before, so the field was kind of slick. They have a turf field, and just ball took kind of a crazy hop, something I've never seen. My teammates, coaches, they've never really seen, and just kind of got me squarely in the eye, and it swelled up. Couldn't see out of it for a little bit, but out of all of that, the mindset really just what really changed for me is I became more almost grateful to be able to play and be able to compete. It made you just got to appreciate every second you're on the field, because you never know when that could be it for you. Most people are able to decide when they're done playing, and sometimes some aren't. So it gives you, at least for me, it gave me more of an appreciative attitude towards the game. And in regards to coming back, I knew I was at some point going to play again. For a while that year, last year, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play again that year. Took a while to get cleared and just get all through the hurdles. But when it finally happened, it was awesome. I was just dying to get back on the field, and I finally got back on the field, and it was awesome. It was fun.
That's great. And no other repercussions from it or anything?
No, the only thing that I have, and it's kind of gone away, is they said my right pupil would always be a little bit bigger than the left. And it was for a long time. Last year, there's probably some pictures of me out there where it's just they're so uneven. It's ridiculous. But now you can barely tell. You can't even tell anymore.
That's amazing. And we're so happy that you recovered and that everything went well and you're back on the field for the Rams. So that's great. So let's kind of switch gears a little bit. We've talked about the athletic side. Let's go to the other side of the student athlete coin. You're currently studying history with an English minor. So, what are some of your plans following graduation and then maybe some of your more long-term goals?
So, following graduation in May, I plan to come back to Framingham for grad school. because I want to get my master's in secondary education. I want to be a teacher, a high school teacher, just like my dad. Everybody back home, my parents get on me about it, but it's always been, I've wanted to do that since I was in high school. So I stuck with it and I'm excited for it. And I've always wanted to coach too. So long term, I want to coach, I want to teach. I want to be able to give back to kids, just like my former coaches and my former teachers have been able to with me. So
That's awesome. And I think you'll make a great teacher and a coach. So
thank
that's
you.
great for wherever you end up following graduation.
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
Framingham's lucky to have you back for a little bit longer. All right. So obviously, besides the diamond, where's your favorite place on campus and why?
Probably for me, it's probably the athletic center. Just because of the gyms and the weight room, and then I'll do homework in there too. They got some quiet areas in there where if I got nothing else going on, I'll go do my work in there. The locker room too. I like being around the guys and just hanging out.
I did almost put that. I was going to say something that wasn't athletic related, but I didn't want to narrow it down too much since I knew what your answer might be. So nothing beats that camaraderie you have with your teammates.
No, I love them. My coaches always talk about it. Coach Mo, our assistant, he talks about like half the time, when he was playing, half his teammates were in his wedding, and it's the truth. These guys, I have these relationships with them that they're gonna last forever. So
That's a D3 way, you know. So speaking of D3 week, as I mentioned earlier, what has being a D3 student athlete meant to you? And what do you think being at Division 3 instead of maybe D1 or D2 has had an impact on your future self?
well, D3, it's meant a lot to me, just being able to continue to play while, getting my education. That's always, I've always been very appreciative of that. And it's just taught me how to be a good leader and a good teammate to the guys on the team. We're a younger team. We've been a younger team for the past year or two. So just taught me how to lead and lead by example. And then comparing it to D2 or D1, it's just taught me how to work hard. We don't have, some of the facilities we have are really nice and some aren't compared to the higher levels. And it's just, it teaches you to, work hard and everything you're given, you work hard for. So it's given me a lot in terms of, how to go about life.
All right, so this is a fun question. If you could play any other sport on campus, if you knew you would be successful and not get hurt, what would it be and why?
Definitely basketball. When I played in high school, I was okay. I wasn't very good, but I shot the ball a lot and I didn't score a lot. So I was able to be good at that. That would be fun. So no one would be calling me a ball hog. But we play basketball for practice, the guys on the team. And it gets competitive. It's awesome. So yeah, definitely basketball.
You might say that with what you mentioned earlier. So, all right, so let's go to some rapid fire questions and get to know Rob. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right, Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Duncan.
What's your go-to order?
Probably two sausage, egg, and cheese wake up wraps and a coffee.
How do you like your coffee?
Uh, usually sweet. I can't do black like everybody else does. I have to get it sweet.
All right, aluminum or wooden bat?
Oh, wood. I like the way the game is played with the wood bat. I like it so much more, and I just like the sound of it too.
Favorite MLB team and player?
My favorite team is the Houston Astros,
Ooh.
and my favorite player is probably Jose Altuve. I'd probably go with Altuve.
So I have to ask a follow-up. Why the Astros when you're from New
Yeah.
England?
My mom's from Texas, and my dad's always been a fan of them. So I was just born into it, and yeah, I love them. Everything I do, I'm watching them every day. They're the best.
You get any grief for being an Astros fan with all the
Oh,
controversy?
all the time, all the time. It's awful. I hear it every day, at least once a day. Somebody's got to say something about
Well, at least you're not a Yankees fan in Red Sox country,
it.
so there you go. All right, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok?
Probably Twitter. I like Twitter. Out of all those, probably Twitter.
All right, and last one, Framingham State gold or black?
Oh, probably the black. I think the black's just a good look. We have the black uniforms, and I love when we wear them. So probably the black.
All right, Rob, well, thank you so much. It's been great chatting with you. And stay tuned next week for another edition of MassCAC Student Athlete Spotlight.